Hi, this is Yogeshwar 7000 again, and I'm back with another interesting topic. And today's topic of discussion is on the planet Jupiter as to what is the best position of Jupiter in a birth chart when we do a chart analysis as per Vedic astrology. So far, I think we've discussed Moon, we've discussed Mars and Venus, and today we'll be talking about Jupiter. And Jupiter, as we all know, is associated with one of the avatars as per sage Parashara, and that avatara is or an incarnation. Avatara means incarnation, and that avatara actually of Vamana avatara, which is an avatara of Lord Vishnu out of the 10 incarnations, is directly related to the planet Jupiter. But as far as the significations of Jupiter is concerned, Jupiter is a sattvic planet, and people who do not know what a sattvic planet is basically related to the three gunas: the sattva guna, the rajas guna, and the tamas guna. And Jupiter has got a lot of sattva guna in it. People who do not know about these gunas, please refer to my earlier videos. I'm sure I would have discussed those. And Jupiter is a very, very sattvic planet, means it's full of sattva guna, and it is a first class benefic, just like the planet Venus. And of course, Venus is more on the rajas side as far as gunas is concerned, and Jupiter is more on the sattva side as far as gunas is concerned. But both are first class benefics. And Jupiter per se is a significator or the karaka of luck and fortune, and religion and spirituality, and progeny and wealth. So these are the significations of the karaka. So when I say, the significations means when Jupiter is well placed in somebody's chart, Jupiter has the capability to provide, good luck, fortune, religion, spirituality, wealth, progeny. And if it's not well placed in somebody's birth chart, then challenges are felt in those areas of one's life. So that we can determine based on what the placement of Jupiter is. And that will be our topic of discussion today. So first of all, we have to see as to whether Jupiter is a benefic for that particular lagna or an ascendant or that birth chart or not. And also we have to see the strength of Jupiter. That's one of the tools to see whether Jupiter will be providing good benefits or not. Where the placement of Jupiter is it placed in bad houses or good houses? That also will determine as to whether Jupiter is going to give good results or not. How weak and strong it is, and weakness and strength is determined by the number of degrees. Say for example, Jupiter is at a very low degree, it's considered weak, or Jupiter as it's at a very high degree, and we know that one zodiac sign is of 30 degrees. So say for example, Jupiter is at 29 degrees in one zodiac sign, it's pretty weak, it doesn't have the capacity to give good results. And similarly, if it's at 1 degree or 0 degrees, again, there is a problem. Afflictions, we have to see whether Jupiter, which is a great malefic, is afflicted by any other Jupiter, which is a great benefic. We have to see whether it's afflicted by any of the malefics. And the malefics are, as we all know, Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, Mars. These are malefics planets. And also we have to see whether Jupiter is a functional benefic or a malefic for that particular planet. We have to see the strength of Jupiter in terms of looking at it from the angle of the Shatbal, which is the sixfold strength. Or we have to look at from the Gemini Sutras as to what the placement of Jupiter is, how well it is placed. We could also see through the Ashtaka Varga also as to whether Jupiter will be providing good results or not. Whether it's retrograde, direct, that is also one of the factors of whether Jupiter is well placed or not. But the most important factor we have to see in a birth chart is whether Jupiter is exalted or debilitated. And the best position actually of Jupiter is when it is exalted in a birth chart. And when does Jupiter get exalted? Jupiter gets exalted in the sign of Cancer. So whenever you see Jupiter placed in the sign of Cancer, it is considered exalted. However, this comes with the condition that it's only exalted between 0 degrees, or rather 1 minute of Cancer, through 5 degrees of Cancer. So you would have seen a lot of astrologers, they will just blindly see Jupiter placed, and even if it's placed at, say, for example, at 15 degrees in Cancer, they will say, oh, Jupiter is exalted. No, it is not. Technically, it is not. Technically, Jupiter is only exalted, and I'm telling you this out of the what's been mentioned in the scriptures, the ancient scriptures, and given to us by the ancient sages. So it's not a figment of my imagination. Technically, the sages have said that Jupiter would be considered exalted between 0 degrees of Cancer through 5 degrees of Cancer. And the deepest point of exaltation of Jupiter would be at 5 degrees. So if you compare Jupiter at 1 degree to Jupiter at 5 degrees, Jupiter is better placed at 5 degrees because that's its best or the deepest point of exaltation. So it starts from 0 degrees, and if it goes up to 5 degrees, that is the point it's capable of giving maximum positive results or benefic results. So like I said, do not just go by the fact that Jupiter may be placed in the sign of Cancer beyond 5 degrees. No, it's not exalted technically. It's only exalted until 5 degrees. And after 5 degrees, meaning which between 5 degrees and 1 minute, through 30 degrees of Cancer, that is the second best position of Jupiter. And that is called its Mula Trikona sign. So the entire Cancer between 5 degrees and 1 minute through 30 degrees of Cancer will be its Mula Trikona sign, which is also a very good position for Jupiter. It's capable of giving good results, but not as good as a result as though it was at 5 degrees of Cancer. So that is the Mula Trikona sign of Jupiter. Like I said, it starts from 5 degrees 1 minute through 30 degrees of the zodiac sign of Cancer. Also, and that is the second best position, like I said. And also, Mula Trikona sign of Jupiter, there's another Mula Trikona sign of place of Jupiter, which is the second best state other than the zodiac sign of Cancer. It is in the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. So if Jupiter is placed anywhere between 0 degrees of Sagittarius through 10 degrees of Sagittarius, it is considered to be a Mula Trikona sign, just like it's considered to be a Mula Trikona sign between 5 degrees and 1 minute of Cancer through 30 degrees of Cancer. So these are the two positions. So once again, you'll come across astrologers who would make this mistake that, say for example, Jupiter is placed at 15 degrees or 20 degrees of Sagittarius. They may consider Jupiter to be its Mula Trikona sign. No. Or in case Jupiter is sitting between 0 degrees and 10 degrees of Sagittarius, some astrologers may make a mistake by saying that this is Jupiter sitting in its own sign. No, it is in its Mula Trikona sign. So we have to be very careful about these degrees. Anything beyond 10 degrees, it's its own sign in Sagittarius. Anything below 10 degrees or 10 degrees or below is considered to be its Mula Trikona sign. And why I'm saying that, because Mula Trikona sign is its second best position, so we have to be careful. And the third best position is in its own sign. So there's a slight difference here. Jupiter would actually give better results between 0 degrees to through 10 degrees of Sagittarius, as compared to between 10 degrees and 1 minute of Sagittarius through 30 degrees of Sagittarius, because that becomes its own house, own sign actually, which is called Swasthana. So that is the third best position. So for the best position is exaltation, which is until 5 degrees of Cancer. The second best position is Mula Trikona, which is between 5 degrees and 1 minute through 30 degrees of Cancer, and 0 degrees of Sagittarius through 10 degrees of Sagittarius. And then the third best position is the Swasthana, which is between 10 degrees and 1 minute of Sagittarius through 30 degrees of Sagittarius, and the entire 30 degrees of Pisces. So the third best position, or Swasthana, would be between 0 degrees to 30 degrees in the zodiac sign of Pisces whenever Jupiter is placed there. And it's also, a very, very good position. But why we are discussing degrees is because we understand, based on these degrees, we can understand as to how much of a benefic effect Jupiter will be able to provide for that particular birth chart. Now, when does Jupiter start to give bad results? When it's in a poor position. And when is that poor position? When Jupiter is in its debilitation sign, or Nicha. And Jupiter is in its debilitation sign between 0 degrees through 5 degrees of Cancer. I'm sorry, Cancer is exalted. 0 degrees and 5 degrees of Capricorn. So whenever Jupiter is sitting between 0 degrees and 5 degrees of Capricorn, it is considered debilitated. Some astrologers once again make a mistake that wherever Jupiter is situated, they may consider the entire zodiac sign to be its debilitation sign. No, beyond 5 degrees, we would consider Jupiter to be in a bad position. That is agreed. But we would not consider Jupiter to be in its debilitation sign. Debilitation is only between 0 degrees through 5 degrees of the zodiac sign of Capricorn. And the deepest point of debilitation is at 5 degrees. So if you compare Jupiter sitting at 1 degrees and compare it with Jupiter sitting at 5 degrees in the zodiac sign of Capricorn, Jupiter, which is sitting at 5 degrees in the zodiac sign of Capricorn, will give bad results. Of course, their results will be a little more worse as compared to if it was sitting at 1 degrees. So as you go along from 0 degrees of Capricorn through 5 degrees of Capricorn, the debilitation, or its poor position, gets enhanced, or in other words, it will be giving worse results as compared to as it was sitting at a lower degree. So the worst result, or the deepest debilitation point, is at 5 degrees. And then of course, as it moves away from the 5 degrees, between 5 degrees and 30 degrees, it will not be debilitated technically, but still it will give bad results. So 5 degrees 1 minute through 30 degrees of Capricorn, bad results, but not as bad as though it was debilitated. So this is what we have to understand based on the position of Jupiter, and how well Jupiter is placed, and what is the best position and what is the worst position of Jupiter, as we have discussed in this video today. But then don't make this mistake just on the exaltation and the debilitation, like I have discussed in the earlier part of my video. Please look at whether Jupiter is a benefic or not for this particular chart, how it is placed, whether it's placed in bad houses or good houses, what are the aspects, what's its strength. Look at the Ashtakvarga. All these factors have to be taken into consideration. But as a general rule, the best position is the deepest point of exaltation, which is 5 degrees of Cancer, and the worst position is the deepest point of its debilitation, which is 5 degrees of Capricorn. So hopefully you enjoyed this video today, and in the meanwhile, I will recommend subscribe to my channel and check out my website. There is a link below, and I will see you with an interesting topic soon. Goodbye.